one and all. Not sure that really works, but hello one and all, and welcome to Seen Through Glass. I'm trying to induct myself into the local community even more. Maybe I should try and start off my videos with local language. Maybe not. Anyway, welcome to Queenstown on the South Island of New Zealand. How do we get here? Well, we flew down from Napier to Christchurch and picked up this lovely Porsche Macan Turbo from the guys at Archibald's and drove down a couple of days ago. If I'm honest, I probably didn't give myself enough time to actually come down and visit the South Island properly. However, look at this. This is what I've heard about. Insane views, incredible roads, and just the best parts of New Zealand. So I forced myself to find a way to get down here, and thanks to the guys at Archibald's lending me this car, I found a way to explore the South Island for a very brief moment. But I think you'll agree, because of that, it's worthwhile. One thing which I had heard about the South Island is, aside from the incredible views, it also had One thing I had heard about the South Island is, as well as the incredible views, One thing I had heard about the South Island is that, as well as the insane scenery, it's also supposed to have incredible driving roads, and I have to say, the one we're on right now is ridiculous. We seem to be driving through these sort of huge mountains. I think we're in a valley, and we're going sort of from... Now, one thing I'd heard about the South Island is that, as well as the insane scenery...
Baby! Oh, this is gonna make it into the bloopers.
This is the burnout section of when a YouTuber falls apart. Oh my god. What I'm trying to say is that the road we are on right now is amazing. And I've heard that apparently there are these incredible roads on the South Island, and this seems to be one. And it may be that some of you think, oh, what a shame that you're in a Macan for that. And I slightly agree. I would love to be on this road in a, well, either a 911 or like a 488 or even like a classic. It's one of those roads that you kind of want to be almost top down, a lot of engine noise and just thrashing something. And you can thrash this turbo. The Macan is famously the sort of most drivable SUV. But the main reason that I'm in this is not only because it's got enough room for all of my bags, but also because we are headed off to find a true hill climb course. Because along this road, further along this road, there's somewhere called Cadrona, where the Race to the Sky hill climb was held for a number of years. And that hill climb takes place on a gravel, or took place on a gravel road. So that's where I expect the Macan to really come into its own. But for now, I'm still enjoying threading it through the corners and taking in these ridiculous views. Very different to the North Island. It's a lot more sort of yellowy, like just the vegetation. There we go, that's a big word for this time in the morning with only one coffee. Yeah, just a different colour. It's a little bit similar to the Californian canyons, but just on a much, much bigger scale.
You touch me so tenderly.
quite literally in the clouds. This is crazy. I wish I had a altitude meter with me because I have no idea how high I am, but that is there, a ski resort. I'm in a ski resort, obviously off season, but this is kind of what I'd hoped for and expected from the South Island. I'd heard so much, and I'm sorry for you local Kiwis that are going to probably like really just like curl up and die when I say this, but I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan, and this is Middle Earth. This is, you know, Legolas, what do your elf eyes see?
Legolas, what do your elf eyes see? The Eᴘ19 northeast.
But it's breathtaking up here, and I'm so glad the guys at Porsche gave me the tip to come and do this, because you don't necessarily get a sense of the scale of this place. It's absolutely incredible. Well, that was a pretty good way to start the day. We have now descended the mountain and we're rejoining the tarmac road. And we're off to Wanaka. I'm not being rude. The middle A is very important. Wanaka. Wanaka. Which I believe is where the 4th biggest lake in New Zealand is. But apparently it's also a good place just to stop and grab an ice cream or a drink or whatever. And this is where I'm going to say something a little bit controversial, and Kiwis and tourists alike, don't go after me, but personally, I preferred the North Island. Don't get me wrong, this is incredible, and today has really opened my eyes to this place, and I'm aware that I've been here for a very short time and done very little. When there's a motorsport park just over there, something like Highlands Motorsport Park that I haven't been to, and I didn't do that much yesterday. But just in a sort of, I spent just as much time on the North Island, did very similar things, and from a sort of casual observation, I found the North Island more engaging, different. There was like all these crazy sort of volcanic hot pools and thermological actions and activations, and just Maori culture, and it was a bit more like a jungle, and it changed, and the roads were up and down and left and right and empty. The South Island is sort of bigger in terms of scale, but I'm not, I don't know, let's say personal preference, and I know from messages I've received before and during this trip, most people think that this is the place to come. GT3 RS, not even a joke! I have no idea if that GoPro picked that up, but wow, maybe I should change my mind. The South Island just went really way up in my expectation. Yeah, wow. Should I turn around? No, Vicky.
I know you feel alone. How long can this thing live on? Walking around. Looking down on the ground.
I take back everything I just said. I've just been staying in the wrong city. Check out Wanaka. What a place. They even have my favourite smoothie bowls. I mean, this place is insane. What I was trying to say in the car is that a lot of the South Island scenery has felt familiar. I feel like I've seen something similar to this somewhere before, maybe not always on this scale, and it is super dramatic, and as I mentioned, I'm a Lord of the Rings fan, so I like to get captivated by it all, but the North Island felt very different. It was diverse, there was just so much going on, so much interesting stuff going on, it was a lot more compact, and that just, yeah, spiked my interest a little bit more. But yeah, today, here in Wanaka with my smoothie bowl, the Porsches, and this view, my opinion is changing. I mean, could Wanaka get any better? Gen 1 Boxster Spider, just chilling, roof down. I love this place. Well, I have to say, that is always the best and worst thing about road trips, is you discover little places that you didn't know about originally, but also you've always got a schedule to keep with. You've always got a destination to get to, as Sally Satnav keeps reminding me. So sometimes you can't spend as long in places as you would like to. But I mean, Wanaka, top destination to return to from Drive the World yet. 100% coming back here. That is a fact. Anyway, we're now a teeny bit
at the roundabout. Continue straight to stay on Ardmore Street.
Thank you. A teeny bit late. Okay, Sally.
Continue onto State Highway 84.
Teeny bit late for our event back in Christchurch. It's time to put our heads down and crack on. way down to Queenstown, there was a lot of cloud, a lot of low-level cloud, and we didn't see Mount Cook, which you've just seen clips of. So we were like, oh, you know, okay, well, it gets good once you get down towards Queenstown, but before that, not a lot to see. How wrong we were, because that's got to be one of the most magical, yes, magical sights I think I've ever seen. That water, I mean, you couldn't paint water that colour. It's unbelievable crystal blue, and then you've got this ridiculous mountain in the distance, framed between rolling hills. You couldn't make it up, but it's there, and it's absolutely stunning, and I keep looking at it, and it's a little bit distracting and rather dangerous, if I'm honest. But just to quickly touch upon the car that we're in, because I haven't really talked about it all that much, this Macan Turbo is an overtaking weapon. My lord. Now, lots of you may remember that I actually considered the Macan for 2 seconds for Drive the World, and we looked at the GTS. The Turbo is so much quicker, but has absolutely no character to it, because there's no sound, so it's a sort of silent overtaking vacuum. But it is making our journey back to Christchurch pretty quick and pretty easy. Apart from that, I will say that it was about time that the Macan got an update, because otherwise everything else in here is starting to feel a little old. But oh my god, this view just keeps getting better and better. Well, it's been a very nice evening. The event down here has been absolutely awesome. Great to meet some people from the local car scene and local community and stuff like that. I've fallen in love with New Zealand so much that I just keep talking to people like, what's it like to live here? How does that work out? I keep getting way too carried away. But I've now come to the back to the sort of service customer parking area, because look at this lineup. There's also a very nice Turbo S here, but I need to talk you through these 4 speedsters, because good lord, they're stunning. So all 4 cars owned by the same man. As you can imagine, there's probably going to be a 5th coming in. Well, that Turbo S isn't owned by him, but that's probably going to be replaced with another speedster that you can imagine is on its way. But starting off at the very beginning, the dawn of time, we have a 1958 speedster, unrestored, original car, originally from California. And what I love is you can see as you move around what I like to call patina or patina, depending on where you are in the world, where just signs of sort of wear and tear and age, but fundamentally it actually looks fantastic. It's only on some parts of the paintwork that you start to pick up a bit of the age, but a bit of a hot rod, this thing, got a little bit of extra power in it. Looks absolutely stunning, as I say, the iconic OG. And then we move on to a 1989 wide body speedster. So this has got the sort of turbo styled wide body, a bit of a rarer car. This is one of 18 world? One of 18, just had to fact check that, right-hand drive manual speedsters in the world. Look at those seats, by the way. I love sort of weird, wacky seats. Firstly, the red paint on the back of the buckets, but we have 1, 2, 3, that's probably 3 different colours on the padding, but there you go, manual with the red leather, right-hand drive, I say, super rare, super collectible car, again, pop-up sort of brake light there. And then finally on the end, the most recent speedster to date, 2011 car, the only one of these cars in Australasia. We just checked into our hotel and looked out of the window to see something called the Noodle Market. It looks like a mini festival, but it looks like a mini food festival. And you'll know by now, we love to eat. So we're coming to explore the Noodle Market. I'm assuming it's all going to be sort of Asian-y type food. I have no cash, which could be a severe issue, because any kind of like festival market type thing is usually operated on cash. I've only got cards, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed because I'm hungry. But anyway, beautiful evening here in Christchurch. yes, we're those kind of people that get takeaway and come back to our hotel room and continue to stuff our faces. But what a nice way to round off. I probably shouldn't eat this on camera, should I? A nice way to round off today's video and our sort of adventure and exploration of the South Island in New Zealand. I think I still just about prefer the North Island because of the intriguing elements that it has, but today has really won me round or won me over about the South Island. I think my first 24 hours here weren't great because of the weather and we just didn't do very much and I was feeling tired. Today has been pretty incredible. So all in all, New Zealand, potentially the best country in the world. That's a fact. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up if you have. Oh, you know the rest. At least 10 Lambos in a group of 50 cars. So yeah, they're definitely dominating. So that's going to sum up the Perth supercar owners for me, Lambo owners. Most of you will know what that means.